isn't just one, there's a whole raft of them, and you've got to be specific.
Exactly. There's certain conditions and certain infections with certain bacteria that are going to be more effectively controlled or cured with certain antibiotics. And also, it's important that as a farmer you're aware of the symptoms of these diseases that you've been given this antibiotic to treat, and if it's out of the box or you're a little bit unsure on what's going on, if you for instance have a lame cow and you think, well, its feet look alright, it doesn't look like a foot infection, well then perhaps it's actually an inappropriate thing to do just because it's a lame cow, because it doesn't fit the bill for that foot infection, to first try just jabbing it with antibiotics. Because if it doesn't fit the bill and you're a bit unsure yourself whether it is a foot infection, perhaps it needs looking at, or perhaps it needs another strategy taken. In other words, just simply reaching for that bottle of penicillin is not the right thing to do if you're not confident yourself that that's the condition that's being treated.
Is there an alternative? People talk probiotics.
Probiotics are useful in a sense that if you've sustained an animal to potentially antibiotic use and you've wiped out a lot of good bacteria, and let's face it, in ruminants we're reliant on bacteria to digest the cellulose in the grasses that they're eating. So there is potential when we're using antibiotics for other conditions that we've killed a lot of good bugs, and probiotics are a good way of replacing good bugs that we might have inadvertently killed out. Or perhaps if we've had for example, a bad bowel infection where a large proportion of the flora or the bugs living in the bowel have become bad bugs, disease-causing bugs, and they've pushed all the good ones out the way, well then in those scenarios probiotics may be a good answer. And as far as non-antibiotic approaches to infection, that is, because of this issue with antibiotic resistance, that's a massive area of research where perhaps using kind of disinfectant type scenarios that make an environment less likely for bugs to like living there rather than killing them, that's another big research strategy that's there to try and avoid antibiotic use altogether.